Billabong really nailed it with their slogan, "Life's better in board shorts." Unfortunately, most of us don't live in a place that's warm enough to rock board shorts all year. We need wetsuits. Now I'm going to give you a general overview of what you need to know to choose the right wetsuit, and then I'm going to review a few of my own wetsuits. In most cases, the cheaper wetsuits won't be as warm or durable as a higher end wetsuit, but it potentially will last longer. Which might not make sense, but it's because the more expensive wetsuits use like a more delicate materials, which makes them warmer and more flexible, but the material is more delicate so it falls apart easier. So if you buy a higher end wetsuit, it might fall apart faster than a cheaper one, but it will be warmer and more flexible. For my 3-2 suits, I went with a couple of the higher end ones, the ONeil Psycho 3 and the Xcel Drylock. So the Psycho 3 is pretty much the perfect wetsuit except for one thing, and that's a very major thing, is that it falls apart every year. I've gotten mine replaced several different times. It's like every year the seams just start to fall apart, and I got this one replaced in the fall, so the seams haven't started to crack or anything yet, but every year, like clockwork, the seams will crack and just fall apart and then start letting all the water in. Luckily, O'Neill has a warranty where they keep on replacing it. I don't know if it's because I have a YouTube channel and people will see my reviews, but they keep replacing it every year, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, but it's kind of annoying to send it in and then wait a couple weeks to get a new one. Besides that, it's the most flexible. I love that it has the back zip. I like back zip wetsuits more than chest zip. Really, it just has everything perfect. It's super flexible, super warm, really light. Back zip. It has the key thing in the leg. No complaints, besides the fact that the seams crack every year. My other 3-2 wetsuit is the Xcel Drylock, which is another high-end wetsuit. It's really good, but I don't like it as much as the Psycho 3 because this one is a chest zip, which I don't like as much as the back zip. It's just not as comfortable, and it feels bulkier. It also, even though they're both 3-2s, this one just feels a little bit heavier than the O'Neill. But it is very warm. I would say probably not quite as warm as the O'Neill, but very warm, very good. Not quite as flexible as the O'Neill. I've had this one for about a year and a half, and the seams, they have some sort of material over them, so they have not cracked yet on the inside, but on the outside they are definitely cracking and peeling. So yeah, they're pretty much just falling off on the outside. So it's taken in a little bit of water, but it's been a year and a half. It's past the warranty, I think, so out of luck with that one. And this one has the key thing in the neck, which is alright. And then for my winter wetsuit, I wanted to get a 4-3 because that's kind of what you need here in San Diego. I went with a new company. It's called Need Essentials, and they're basically like, they cut out the middleman. They sell their stuff. It like doesn't have logos on it. They don't do advertising and sponsorships and all this stuff. So they kind of just make good quality wetsuits, but they're a lot cheaper than you could get from a big name brand company. And it's actually really good, but I do have a couple complaints. So I think it was only like, $180 for the 4-3, and the 3-2s were like closer to $400 or $500. So that's a really good price for a 4-3. The main bad thing is that it doesn't have a little loop thing for your key. I thought that was standard on all wetsuits, so I didn't even check before I bought it, but yeah, they don't have it. So there's this little thing around the neck, so I can kind of fit my car key around this, but my house keys don't fit on here. So I really wish they had a key loop. And besides that, there's like a couple spots where the seam's ripped. So that's annoying, but overall, good quality wetsuit, cheap price. And then I also have the Xcel Drylock top, which is good for the summer or if you're in like a warm water spot. The only complaint I have is that it like rides up when I'm surfing and I have to keep pulling it down. I don't think this is Xcel's fault. I just think that it's kind of how it goes with when you wear wetsuit tops. They just kind of roll up on you. So that's pretty annoying, but for what it is, I think it's a good quality wetsuit top. It has like the little tie down thing. You can put it on your board short tie and then you can tighten it too. which helps obviously to keep it from rolling up. And I have the Xcel Drylock booties, which I don't need anymore. Luckily the weather's warming up here in San Diego, but these are great boots, no complaints. Keep your feet warm in the winter. A little bit expensive, I think they're like 80 bucks, but it's worth it. Keep your toes toasty. I hope this video helped you guys. Please give it a big thumbs up if it did. Leave any questions or suggestions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.
Oh, Stevie.